I'm like, I'm over here playing fucking Metal Gear.
And we're in business, and we started with that.
That's
So,
Hello! Welcome to
hello,
Metal Gear!
welcome to the Panzercast with your true servant Panzerfire, Duke Rock, and the USSR Yuri, the soul of this party.
the heart and soul.
So, we're recording. So, what the hell
What's
are we supposed to
happened?
talk about? This is the first episode.
Yeah, welcome to our pilot episode.
It's a pilot episode, and we're gonna be piloting the shit out of this pilot. Wait, no, that doesn't make sense.
I'm going to pilot it straight into the sky.
Fly me to the
Good save.
moon.
Nope, shut up. That's copyrighted.
Shit, you're right. Oh, I can already hear the lawyers coming in.
And you're broke.
What did broke? The game?
No, you're
Oh.
broke.
Yeah.
Poor. No money. Dead.
Why do you have to be so mean?
No job.
Wait, I got a quasi job. I paying degrees, diplomas.
By that he means he actually designs them.
No, I just paint them, literally. Right, I paint the letters like. Hello. Yeah. All right, topics of discussion. We were talking before the podcast that we were gonna talk about topic number one, and that is. That's your
Shit.
cue, Yuri. Are we gonna talk about shit? God damn it, Yuri.
We're fucking up already.
Yeah.
Forgive us.
Yeah, we are.
It's an interesting
Should we start again or?
No, we're running with it.
Roger.
Time, damn it. I guess we could start with the new Chinese military animation.
The new Chinese military animation. Just in case people were not aware of this, on September 3, the Chinese military ran a huge military parade on Beijing to celebrate the 70th anniversary of their victory over Imperial Japan. This parade came accompanied by an animation probably commissioned by the government we're not sure if it's a state-owned or a private company, that showed this little gem.
It wouldn't be state-owned. It looks more private. State-owned would not be able to do that, you know?
It's a fairly good animation. Really good
Oh,
graphics.
yeah.
I mean,
Fucking
it's
A-level.
it's pretty professional. But yeah, well, for those who have not watched this video, and I'm gonna drop a link on the comments section, the video shows basically the Chinese military responding to a first strike, possibly committed by the United States or Japan.
As we can assume, because in the video itself, it'll show Chinese artillery, cluster artillery and cluster cruise missiles bombarding military positions, and said positions just so happen to be fielding F-22s and Patriot missiles.
Yep. And then there's an attack against a naval force composed by a Nimitz aircraft carrier and a lot of Harley-Burke-class destroyers.
Roughly 4.
Yeah, who are only operated by, the U.S. Navy.
Well, operated in large number.
Indeed. What's your take on it?
I don't really know. I mean, like, I'd assume it's just the Chinese selecting equipment that's well known throughout, like, the popular cultural media, but I don't think the U.S. would really take it like that.
Yeah, to me it looks like it's either one of two things. One, it's probably the portfolio of some animation company trying to make a name in the industry, and this would actually make some pretty big name. It's a pretty good animation. Nothing your average 3D animator would be able to pull off on its own, so it's clearly quality production. And the second option is that it is, in fact, a thinly veiled propaganda film from the Chinese government. Just to tell the Americans to don't fuck with us, because else we're gonna fuck with you big time. Now the question is, can they do that?
As Chinese military power currently stands, yeah.
Really? Naval power or Air Force?
The Chinese military is the largest in the entire world.
Yeah, it is the largest, but you gotta keep into account that that ground army is mostly dedicated to defending the ground territory. They, as of yet, they don't have a really large. They don't really have a large navy, much less so the logistical component to support, for example, an amphibious assault against an island such as Okinawa. I mean,
they do have the gear.
They got equipment. They just don't have it in large enough numbers. You can clearly see that in the animation that they are trying to use. Well, they are using their whole lot of new equipment, including.
It looks like fucking D-Day when they invade the beaches.
Yeah, that's a pretty big response to, say, a first strike. But if you go back to the animation, you can actually see that they are showing some new stuff, like the Silver class amphibious assault ship, developed in the Soviet Union back in the 80s.
It's a sizable ship as well.
It is supposed to be armored, and it should be able to carry a number of infantry and tanks as well.
Yeah.
I have to, of the Silver class, I gotta say that they look a whole lot more badass than the LCACs of the U.S. Navy.
Well, I mean, like, that's because there's a compartment, then a giant conning tower.
Yep. But yeah, going back to the possibility that it is feasible for the Chinese to, say, launch an invasion of Okinawa. My personal opinion is that they don't really have that power.
They have enough to display. I think that's all that's really going for them.
So for you, it's just all about trying to send a message.
Yeah, because you know me, I have a flair for the dramatics.
Drama queen.
Shut up.
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the Chinese.
You should have said queens. As in a quarter of the world's population.
Yeah, you cannot talk about the Chinese without using the plural on everything, even on the leadership. If we're talking about Xi Jinping, we should be talking about the Xi Jinpings.
All the pings.
The pings. The leg!
Yeah.
And there I went random again. I only drank half a can of beer, so hey, it's official. I only get drunk with half a can of beer.
Wow, you fucking lightweight.
Yeah.
But,
so, Duke,
I think their clearest form of aggression is through their recent action with the Alaskan naval front.
Oh, yeah. Just to recap, at the same time the Chinese were holding their military parade in Beijing, a bunch of PLA Navy destroyers were cruising through the Strait of Bering, is it right?
Bering Strait.
The Bering Strait.
Almost.
Between Alaska and the Russian Federation. Apparently some of the ships did stray into U.S. territorial waters, though that is mostly
4 ships with 8 giant anti-ship cruise missile tubes.
Yep. And that, well, that is almost unavoidable considering that the Strait of Bering is a very, very narrow geographical sector or access of water. It's like, yeah, like Sarah Palin said it is. You could actually see Russia from Alaska. And that is also enough to qualify as foreign politics expertise. Thanks, Palin.
Yeah.
You're a genius.
But remember, it's Sarah Palin, and it's Sarah Palin.
Sarah Palin is Sarah Palin. We still love her, and we're all proud Republicans here.
What do you mean? You're not even anywhere close to America.
Shut up. My heart lies in America. No, not really, but
I thought it was in the fatherland.
that too. I'm a multinational being. Guess so.
You're a hybrid.
That sounds actually pretty cool. So, Duke, as the only American, and yes, you are American, what is your take on all of this?
Well, I haven't seen the video at all.
I'm gonna have to put the link up.
We are so professional.
We are extremely professional. We're talking about topics, and one of the members doesn't know what the hell we're talking about. Oh, this is gonna be fun on YouTube. Right.
Who cares? It's a pilot.
It's a pilot. Yeah, well,
Also, we just thought of most of these topics at last minute.
Yep. Check the Skype call chat. There is a video.
Like, when you're talking about China versus the U.S., wouldn't you also be talking about several other NATO-related nations as well?
Well, that is true.
I would assume other nations would be quick to jump in as well.
Well,
I guess it depends. It depends on who shot the first bullet.
well, that is true.
Yeah.
This animation suggests that the Chinese mainland has been subject of some kind of attack. None of us actually speak Chinese. This is where Evo or Andy would come in handy.
It's not Chinese, it's Mandarin. You fucking
It's
uneducated pig.
It's still Chinese. That's all right. It's Chinese Mandarin or Mandarin Chinese. I don't know what the order of the words are. And then you have.
We could be extremely racist in explaining what it is, but we won't.
Yeah, well, I guess this is probably Mandarin, and in that case, Evo should be able to help us, hopefully in a future episode. Andy, on the other hand, I think his family is from Taiwan, maybe, or Hong Kong.
I think, yeah, Hong Kong, maybe. Yeah, Hong Kong, because he's done a lot of, like, artistic Hong Kong special forces stuff.
Yeah, and they speak Cantonese, which apparently is somewhat or considerably different from Mandarin.
I'd say it is.
To me, it's just Chinese version 1 and Chinese version 2.
But I know you're a racist Argentinian.
Yeah, they're gonna come to kill me.
You're gonna need that beep pretty soon.
In gruesome Chinese fashion. You watching the video?
Yep.
So, well, you were talking about NATO involvement in a possible conflict with between the U.S. and China. Well, if it is like the video suggested that China was victim of an American first strike,
well, that would mean China had to do something to piss them off like that.
not if.
But then again, it's America, and they did threaten Canada over our milk tariff.
Over what?
Milk tariff.
The heck is that?
We have trade and tariffing on certain goods and products from our countries, and they didn't like that we had one on milk, even though we have to make money.
Interesting. Oh, wait. Let me close the door because I'm going to have visitation soon. Professionalism at work.
on what they're doing.
Yeah. But well, let's say, well, let's imagine Trump is president of the United States. All hail Trump.
Well, but it just ended.
Say what?
It's a joke.
Yeah, but I didn't hear the joke. What's the
So
fun of a joke if I don't hear the
just
joke?
ended.
Come again?
You're an idiot.
All right. I get the joke now.
You're the biggest idiot I actually know.
Thank you. I love you too. I love you dearly.
Oh, he died.
All right. Anyway, let's imagine President Trump is on the White House and he decides, fuck it. Let's invade China.
China.
China's stealing our jobs. Let's drum the F-bombs. And
shit.
I suppose that is the S-bomb. Anyways, America attacks China and what
the
then?
The whole world goes to shit.
Yeah, pretty much. Especially when it goes to trade, since trade between China and the United States is virtually what makes the world go round, round, round.
Yeah.
But, well, if we look back...
on China for their goods and product.
Yeah, well, if we look back at 2003... If we look back at 2003 at the Iraq War, that was a pretty good example of, well, an American president going gung-ho with its own foreign policy, and, well, not everyone was on board with that, though half the world was. People should remember that when the United States invaded Iraq, it didn't do it alone. Then again, against a war, Iraq was a pretty easy piece of cake.
Well, that's because Iraq was already weakened by Saddam and all that.
Yep. China, on the other hand, is a different matter. So I would think that in the case the United States struck first, it would have stand alone.
It would have been like desperation or something like that.
Yep. So, Duke, have you seen the video?
I am just finishing it.
Roger.
Another minute of it left. Lots of explosions and stuff.
Explosions! Don't we all like that in a video?
Yeah.
We like big booms and we cannot lie.
You other brothers, they cannot lie. That female walked in with a fairly small waist, which would be very worrisome to medical professionals. And she put that spherical thing in your face. Baby got spine. I'm an idiot.
We're gonna get old too, don't worry, we're all idiots here. This is the club of the idiots.
I'm okay. I'm fine. I'm not.
Shut up, Duke.
But as far as the video goes, I think it's actually pretty cool because nowadays you don't see big like superpowers going at it like that against each other with their massive military and their super advanced bullcrap that they got. So I think it's
with
an
their
interesting
massive military dicks.
Yeah, so I think it's interesting to see something like that because, you know, they say since World War II, no superpowers have really gone against each other.
No, not at all.
All-out war. So it's not every day you get to see something like that.
So big.
But it would be interesting to experience in real life. Traumatic, of course, but interesting.
Would be fun to take part in.
I don't know. Maybe. But you never know. I guess as my one of the things we were taught all the time was you can't say anything about any situation until you've been in it. So.
That's a good one, actually.
Yeah. So, it's when they were trying to teach us not to judge people by what we see.
But that's the fun part, judging people.
Judging. You can't judge unless you go to judge school.
You can't judge a book by its cover.
Well, if I see butts and titties on the front cover, I think I pretty much know what the book is about.
And now you know that Panzer's a bit perverted.
Perversion, yeah.
Also, Panzer, what if it's a trap?
Be careful.
Again.
It's a trap.
A trap? Did
If
somebody
it's a
say
trap, do a barrel.
Dude, don't you know traps?
trap? It's a trap. Oh wait, that's Yano's line.
No. A trap is a man as a woman.
Oh.
Are you talking about a tramp?
No.
No, that's a prostitute.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not an English. Well, English is not my mother tongue, so I got immunity against mistakes I do in English.
Fucking much.
You two, as an American and a Canadian, you two don't have that immunity, so.
Eh!
Anyways, so we have all talked about the animation of the PLA going head-on against the U.S. Navy and the Air Force.
Yeah.
So,
Bit ape shit.
yeah. So, yeah, well, ultimately, the Chinese have a little problem that the Americans don't. And in a way, this does apply to North Korea as well. And that is lack of proper natural resources, mainly oil.
Oh yeah, that's what caused Japan's downfall in the Second World War.
Yep. That's why also the Chinese are so hell-bent on trying to exercise dominance on the Southeast China Sea, since it's pretty much their main axis of oil coming from the Middle East.
Yeah.
The Chinese economy is super dependent on oil. So I would imagine that if the Chinese tried to exercise their asymmetrical warfare against the United States in response to a military strike, I would not be surprised the Americans tried something alike. Then again, I'm not really sure how much did the Americans engage in unrestricted submarine warfare, as they call it, back in the past.
Yeah.
That I should read more about. We don't know how many oil spills the Americans caused because that ship carrying oil was heading towards Tokyo.
Yeah.
Anyways, I think we
expanded the topic.
We expanded the topic, exactly my thoughts. So, next topic.
The Nazi gold train inside of Poland.
Ooh, two of my favorite subjects, Nazis and gold. And you just can't get wrong with Nazis.
Ignore him. He's a bit tipsy.
So, I must confess that I've read very little about the topic, so professionalism at work.
Basically, Polish treasure hunters found somehow a gold train.
A Polish and a German.
Oh, really? The other guy was German?
One of the guys is German, the other one is Polish. So it's somewhat of a joint Polish-German archaeological expedition. They're gravediggers.
Essentially.
Basically.
But the thing is that the fucking thing is buried under dirt.
So yeah, they have
And
to bury it out.
you mean dig?
Shit! You're right. God damn it, I'm drunk.
Um,
It's not halfway through the podcast. I'm already drunk.
but the biggest issue is this one guy who was on the trail before has been tracked and threatened by spooks of unknown origin.
Oh wait. Oh, this thing is getting interesting. Spooks from where?
No one knows. Also, a house that was right in front of the tunnel on the opposite side of the tracks. The occupants were completely slaughtered, and the entire thing was burnt to the ground. That's how top secret this entire thing is.
This thing is starting to get very, very interesting. I bet you Hollywood is already writing a movie about it. Because,
Apparently, they found the train's location. They just have to excavate it all. And on top of this, to make matters worse, they don't know the stability and integrity of the cave.
Well, a cave that is about 70 years old.
Also, the fact that apparently the train is carrying live munition.
But after 70 years, is that still... well, no, never mind. Actually, yes, it can still be dangerous. If we look
If there's no moisture or anything like that inside the warhead that can compromise the powder, it's still alive.
Yeah, well, if we look at the examples of air bombs dropped during the Second World War on top of the United Kingdom, France, or Germany during the Second World War, even today we still find bombs buried everywhere.
Even in Germany.
Hell, even in the United Kingdom as well. We haven't found old bombs just yet.
In Germany, they actually found a 4,000-pound British cake bomb.
Yep, what didn't explode in the 70 years ago, it will explode tomorrow.
Basically, a cake bomb is a metal drum filled with explosives.
Thanks, Britain. I love you.
Hey, at least you didn't find any fucking unexploded tall boys.
True.
Because that's a 22,000-kilogram warhead.
Well,
Not even. The entire body's warhead.
Well, the point of the matter is that even 70 years ago, even after 70 years have passed, bombs or ammunition from that era is still or can still be live if the conditions are right.
Also, we don't know if the Nazis actually trapped it.
That is true. It's not really easy to lose a train full of gold, because I presume that a train full of gold would actually be a pretty big train not to lose.
Supposedly, it's roughly 400 or so meters long.
Wait. We're talking
Or
about
feet.
We're talking about a full train?
A full German train with a Kriegslokomotive pulling it.
How many meters?
I don't think it was meters. I think they used measurements in feet, so about 450 feet.
And nobody's gonna believe you that, because nobody in Europe uses feet. We use a metric system.
Except for Americans.
Glory to the metric system! Screw you, British imperialists!
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, it says here that they're thinking it's a 100-meter train.
100-meter train.
So that's still big.
Yeah, it's pretty big. That's a lot of gold.
It's a lot of train.
It's a lot of everything. Especially ammunition. One little spark and it will all go...
They've already found the bigger caverns, and it's fucking massive going into that train.
So, wait, going back to the tunnel, those were tunnels made by Nazi Germany to hide trains going from Germany towards the east.
No, I think it was just a switch off.
But
So,
again,
like, train would go into the tunnel and then come out the other side on a different line. Probably also to confuse Allied aircraft.
that is interesting. But I'm surprised they'd never found it up to this date.
Yeah.
Suspicious. Now, I was actually a bit intrigued about the spook part of the story, about the spies. What did
Yeah, the
they...
original old man. They actually poisoned his dog.
Again, who did they poison the dog?
There was an old man before these guys who talked to the same guy that was on his deathbed.
So somebody talked to somebody about the lost train. So somebody did knew where it was or where
Basically,
it
this
could be.
guy on his deathbed was apparently a worker or something.
A worker back in those days, the train service.
Yeah. And he knew exactly like the tunnel's location and all that.
You know, this shit is definitely gonna get a movie.
Oh yeah. It makes Indiana Jones look like a fucking joke.
Well, Indiana Jones is technically a joke, especially after the last movie.
Shut up.
What
It
a
was
joke.
okay.
Yeah, well, yeah, I liked it too.
It had
But,
decent effects.
well, it was nice, but still a joke.
Yeah.
But yeah, this movie is sorry, this story is definitely getting its movie. Hopefully, they put Quentin Tarantino on it, so that it is awesome.
Wait, I thought he was a director.
Well, he's an actor too. Well, sometimes.
Well, we could always have Indian Hollywood give us a good movie.
Dude, Bollywood, anything is possible.
Yeah.
And that is no joke. I can pull anything. That's kind of the magic about India. They just do action movies on a completely different scale. It's very...
Don't give a fuck.
Yeah, it's artistic almost. It's like poetry. Where people get gunned down, of course, but still poetry. Anyway, do you know what is the status of who is gonna claim the gold?
No.
Because, you know, gold, it's gold, it's a lot of money, people will claim it.
It's rumored that it was all stolen or something, but I think there's gonna be finder's fee and it might be returned to its original owners.
Hey, hold on. What if part of the gold found in that train is part of the famous amber room from Russia? I don't know if you guys have heard the story about this room called the Amber Room, which was located in a castle somewhere in Russia or Eastern Europe. It was a pretty big place among the Tsars of Russia. And when the Germans invaded Russia, they took they took the castle, they got access to the room, and at some point they decided to, fuck it, let's steal everything in that room. And we're talking about a room that had walls decorated with gold. That is why it was called the Amber Room.
Yeah.
There is nowadays a replica of, I don't know if in St. Petersburg or Moscow. It's been a while since I read about that.
There is also Mussolini's toilet.
Okay.
Well, haven't you heard about that famed toilet?
No, this would be a first.
It's in like the center of a 400 square foot room, all gold.
Oh well, like a 7-star hotel in Dubai. My dad used to tell me that in Dubai or in the Middle East, a 7 hotel star has all the well, all the bathroom elements made in gold. Because the Saudis, or more precisely said, the Arabs like to live in style.
There's also that Chinese man who has a toilet of gold.
You gotta have a lot of money to make yourself a toilet made of gold.
Or anything made of gold.
Saddam Hussein did have his Kalashnikov made of gold. He had two, in fact.
Well, that's electroplating, and that's a whole different story.
I was already wanting to have one. Because,
Electroplating's like a weird method where they electrify the gun itself.
to look like gold or to be gold?
To look like it, I think. It's
Ah.
not real gold, otherwise the gold would melt.
Roger, roger. So, did we just... No, we didn't expand the topic just yet. Claims. The only ones I've read so far that would like to claim access to the gold was the Jewish World Congress, or it was the Zionist World Congress. I don't know, but the Jews won the gold.
Would make sense because a lot of it was captured off of people going to the concentration camps, like rings, teeth, anything like that.
A dark side on my homeland's history.
Also, people aren't sure if there's any artwork on the train.
Yeah, that could be. There's a lot of missing art and valuables from the Second World War. Then again, nowadays finding survivors that would be entitled to those specific goods would be very difficult because, even though the Nazis kept a pretty decent registration of everything they did, which was remarkably a very stupid thing to do if you're a criminal. You just don't do you just don't do write reports on your war crimes.
Well, would they really think they were criminals?
No, I think they thought they wouldn't be caught, which they were, so that moment must have been...
They were overzealous and thought that that they'd win and no one would even care.
Oh, hey, that reminds me! Third topic of the night!
Oh, what is it?
You know where I'm going to, right?
No.
The Man in the High Castle!
Oh, do tell. How is it?
Well, I watched the pilot episode, and...
Speaking of pilot, tune in every Friday to check out our podcast!
Well, I watched the pilot episode, and it was actually pretty good. Well, it was good. But I've read that some elements of German and Japanese culture were somewhat off, so that isn't... I don't know. Well, it's usually very typical from Hollywood. They don't do their proper research on, cultural elements of other countries and other peoples.
Like a Spielberg production, they won't do shit.
Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, the episode was actually pretty good. It does show what would America look like if the Nazis and the Japanese had stormed both beaches on the Atlantic and the Pacific at the same time. Somewhat set 20 years after, I believe in 1962.
It did have like a kind of 62-ish feel.
Yeah, you will see a lot of vehicles that were actually pretty common on the real world back in 1962, like the Citroen's CV6, I believe they were called, and of course, right off the bat, the Volkswagen Beetle.
Yeah.
Which was still a very popular car, although Germany didn't win the war. So, I wonder if the Germans won, it would have been a different car who had been the success story of the 60s and 70s in the car industry.
Oh yeah.
Well, the Volkswagen Beetle was actually economical. It was cheap, so.
And people are still buying Volkswagens today.
Hey, I would buy a Volkswagen Beetle. Even the old one, I would buy it.
Hmm.
Even though I'm probably gonna have to spend a fortune trying to fix all the stuff that is broken or obsolete.
So the entire car.
The entire car. But still a lovely car. Anyways, back on topic. So yeah, it's a pilot episode. I read that they're still producing the series, and somewhere around October or November, the rest of the show should start airing. Now, the series is somewhat about. Well, I haven't read the book, which I probably should, and I am actually interested in doing so if I can actually find it in a bookstore here. But the story really revolves around a series of books, stories, scripts, newsreel footage of a story called The Man in the High Castle, which apparently purports an Allied victory in World War II, which, well, in real life that was the case, but in this alternate universe, it's not. It's In this alternate universe, the story of an Allied victory in World War II is fictional narrative. However, well, the pilot episode did have a scene. I'm gonna try not to spoil it very much, but it had a scene where one of the characters was looking at a newsreel that was related to the strip of The Man in the High Castle.
Mm-hmm.
And these newsreel were showing real footage from World War II, and we're talking about footage that was really made during World War II, like the Tehran Conference between the three bigs, Franklin Roosevelt, Winston Churchill, Joseph Stalin, the raising of the American flag over Iwo Jima. It was pretty much all footage that showed the victory of the Allies in World War II in the way it was in real life. But in this alternate universe, it's like fiction. However,
Yeah.
the character who watches these newsreel footage believes that this is in fact how things should have been in their real life. So I am already a little bit concerned that it's probably not going to be the case, but I am concerned that they're gonna throw some alternate, some alternate universe or parallel universe bullshit because
Time travelers.
yeah, if it's something like that, then I'm gonna try watching the series once it really kicks off. But if they go into that direction, I'm really gonna call it a day and say no thanks, because it's. I like sci-fi when it is properly made as a sci-fi. Not like this. But again, I haven't read the book, so I don't know if they're gonna go that line or not. I know that there are some differences for what I read on the internet, but it really looks like an interesting what-if scenario to look at. What if the Nazis and the Japanese had won the Second World War? Hey, what do you think?
I don't know. What if?
What if? Oh yeah, I'm sure you probably watched that video of the alternate universe channel that I linked to you in your Facebook page. The one about, well, it showed or explained basically what happened in the Second World War. What was the world like under Nazi and Imperial Japanese rule. And the one thing that was surprisingly annoying was that Canada got scot-free. I wonder how did that happen? Care to explain?
No.
You know, you sound a whole lot like a collaborator.
Need to know basis only.
Shameful display.
You collaborator! You have collaborated with the Nazis. You have collaborated with the Japs. Tell me, Yuri, how much blood is in your hands?
How long has it been?
4,200 liters.
Shocker!
Dun dun dun! Tune in tomorrow.
Oh hey, Evo's on the Skype call. He wants to know if we're gonna play War Game. Yes,
Yeah,
we
we will
are. Professionalism at sight. Right here on the Panzercast. Alright, we're 46 minutes in. We should probably not try to make it longer than an hour.
Did we expend all our topics?
We did talk about 3 topics. We talked about the Chinese animation against the U.S. Navy, the PLA
Yeah, the 3
fighting.
topics was kind of what I was aiming for to make it easier for all parties.
Roger that. You know that I'm gonna be uploading this episode uncut, so
Yeah.
there's not gonna be any censorship. There's not gonna be any editing. All the things that went wrong people will see it as it happened.
That's mostly because you don't know what the fuck you're doing.
Yeah, that is correct. I could. Well, the thing is, the software I have for editing videos doesn't allow me to do it very easily, so
Yeah.
I need to upgrade. Gift me money.
You could find Panzerfire's PayPal at www.panzerfire.com/PayPal.
Wait, do I have a PayPal account?
No.
Yes, I do!
Oh yeah, you do.
I do, but I never use it because I'm a loser.
Start paying him, people.
Give me money! I
Give him
need
money.
it. I needed to put all the blips and bams and yugu 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 yugu. You know, the sound
What?
effects. Sound effects. I don't have to pay for those too, alright? I suppose I will have to. I hate paying.
Whose dog is that? It wants to be on the podcast too.
It's mine. It's Tommy. He's saying hi.
The Panzerhund.
The Panzerhound. Oh wait, yeah, that reminds me. Evil was all about yesterday. He was all about that we should be talking about this topic. If I can find it. Yeah, I should be able to. Let me see. Evo. No. Oh, where is it?
An Evo topic.
Maybe he posted it on the other chat group call. God damn it! It was all about that story about the dog that ate that cripple man's balls off.
We're not talking about that.
Oh,
That's what I told him. But we have mentioned this already in the podcast now, so it counts.
Elaborate. No need to elaborate.
Not at all.
Not at all. It's just about a dog that ate some guy's balls off.
You shouldn't even be talking about it.
I know, but for some reason I am still talking about it.
So shut up!
Nightmares for everyone.
Balls.
Paul's getting eaten by dog.
Ruff, ruff.
Ruff, ruff, nom, nom.
God damn it, Tommy! Why the hell are you doing this? Why? And they're making me bark downstairs. So 50 minutes in. What should we do? I don't know if I can upload this all in one sitting.
I'd say cut it. Like, stop.
Roger that. So, did you guys want to say goodbye to our, I would say, minimal audience for our first episode? Probably nobody's gonna...
Guten Nacht. Come on, Yuri.
Good night.
Good night and watch your assholes.
Madams and gentlemen, thanks for watching the Panzer stream, and we hope to see you next week.
Hopefully.
Hopefully, if this episode is successful, and
No fat chicks.
and for it to be successful, you must give us your firstborn soul. Oh, I need that.
Or you could just pay Panzer.
Money.
He needs the money.
Yeah. Well, nah, I'm not gonna ask for money in the first episode. Oh shit, I already did. God damn it. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna cut it here. Thanks everyone for watching. We will try to do this again with new brand topics and with brand new displays of politically incorrect behavior.
Hey.
Yeah.
Also, I'm gonna bring donuts. Duke, you as a cop, I'm gonna have to ask you to control yourself.
We may also get other people on here for certain episodes.
Yeah, we hope to have the presence of Jeno, the Armenian, Evo, the...
Where is he?
He's
Is
on
he
Skype.
Singaporean?
Yeah, he's in Singapore.
So yeah.
Singaporean. But he likes to describe himself as a car. So, the Singaporean
Beep beep.
car? And then Striker. Be careful.
We'll get to him.
Be careful with what you say, Yuri, because this is going online and he will hear everything you say.
He's been
Fuck
yelling,
you!
He's been yelling obscenities at you in the other chat.
Obscenities. Lots of F words dropped.
When doesn't he try to insult me?
Oh, next episode is going to be all about insulting each other. But, well, we will try to discuss other topics. And in the meanwhile, I hope. Certainly. Yeah. Right, I'm going to end the episode. For the third and last time, goodbye everyone, and we all hope to see you next week.
Be good or I'll
Auf
arrest you.
Wiedersehen.